Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Conquer the Clutter podcast for the 30th of July. It's moving fast, our summer. So today I have to admit, we had a scrape by moment with Braden and I around the video, a short kind of teaser video of about 15 minutes of what it's like, and I can talk over it a little to kind of bring in what the whole point of this project was, this whale watching, and what was supposed to be snorkeling with whales. Anyway, I'll take you through that, and you'll get to see what the conditions were, and then I think you'll understand why the topic today is plans that don't work and how to pull the iron out of the fire and adapt by adapting. Because so often we blame the person, not the plan. And we always have more tools than we realize when we're frustrated or discouraged. Anyway, I think what I will do is start with the video. And Nora and I did a little test on this.
Here, on your 1 o'clock, 1:30. I'm gonna get us a little closer, I'll try. A little bumpy.
This is open sea, people. And
Here.
And I am still in physio for the repair of being bounced around in basically what was a rubber tube. But that's me. That isn't anything to do with the Eco Tour group. Now we're trying to see.
You're not showing any video right now.
Am I not? Okay, sorry. Hold
We're
on.
not seeing.
We'll go back. All right. Thank you.
There she is, here. On your 1 o'clock.
Is it now?
I'm gonna get us a little closer.
No.
Is it now?
No.
Nora, it did before. Why?
You're not sharing screen.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I thought it was just me. Everyone else looked like they were looking at something.
Okay, we'll play with it a bit. Hold on. This is good. So share.
Definitely did work.
Okay, there. Share. Start. No, come on now. Stop.
There she is, here.
We're doing it?
On your
No.
1 o'clock, 1:30.
No.
Nope.
It does work, people, because.
It does, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Share.
Okay. All right, we're getting better.
There she is, here.
What?
On your 1 o'clock,
Yes?
1:30.
I see your desktop.
Closer, I'll try.
See my desktop. Okay, now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Do you see it now?
No, now we're back to just the regular Zoom.
Ah, Nora, you and I had magic.
We did. What did we do differently? I don't understand.
I
If
don't
you're
understand
playing it
that.
on your screen as the main screen, just pick the main screen because you can pick multiple screens.
So bring it
test out-
down, you mean?
Play
bring-
it on your screen first, and
Here?
then push share screen and pick the main event. The main one.
Okay, so I've moved it down to the main screen. I'm
So
not sure.
if you play it on your screen like you're watching it,
Mhm.
and then push the button for share screen, and you can select a lot of screens. Just
There she is.
Yes, yes, we see it.
On your 1 o'clock,
Good. I'm
1:30.
gonna open it up now.
I'm gonna get us a little closer, I'll try.
Yes.
A little bumpy.
That is actually that bumpy, people. It's like riding a bucking bronco. Now, the unfortunate part is the sky is so bright, you can't see the flue when she blows.
I'm gonna spin the boat around and bring her up on our left-hand side, all right? Cause I think she's heading in towards the rock again. You good? Hang on, guys. I think she's gonna end up at the front of the boat here. See where she shows up.
The larger
There she is.
video, you see it, yeah.
I'm gonna turn the boat sideways again to her. There
She
you
was
go.
playing hide and seek with us.
You can see her peck fin there in the water. A little harder with this light. There she is. See that white peck fin there? Yeah. Oh, nice tail shot. Good ball. Did you get that?
I did.
This group, Trinity Eco Tours,
Good shot.
they give you so much information. They're part of a group that identifies the whales throughout their whole season by the fingerprint of that design on the tail when they flip it. And they track them for what they're with a network of eco people.
Watch for there she is
Yeah.
right there. Look at that. This is a big girl by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. See it?
Right here?
She's right here on my 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it looks like she's coming towards the boat, baby.
Soaking wet, going into
Been on our starboard side, guys.
this is another day. So what Braden's done is he's picked different little segments just to give you an idea of the different conditions. I was trying to capture this on the GoPro camera being bounced around like a kernel of popcorn in a popcorn maker. The topography in Newfoundland is absolutely breathtaking. And Skipper Steve took us into the caves and everything. It was, maybe that's what we're headed for right now. Magical, really.
Just wanted to show you this, guys. So you see this little beach right here? The big V notch in that beach? Go up the left side of that V notch to where the greenery starts. You see a big pile of sticks up top there?
Yep.
It's bald eagle's nest. Oh, yeah. So,
She's back.
Now.
2 more, possibly 3. We do it 7 till 9.
And that design on each tail is unique to the whale. And they can identify through this network, there are 2 websites, who that whale is. They have them named and numbered. And some of them, oh, there we go. She was close. She was close, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I'll ask you not to tap on the boat though. If she wants to come over, she'll come over. Yeah. She is. Let's stop her at 2 o'clock there.
That's me with the GoPro.
Fair warning, there's no guarantee she won't tail slap right in front of us, so. You might be in the splash zone, guys. Yeah, right off the bow there.
You can see the difference in the conditions. This is another day.
Yeah, they call them beach gambling.
We got some beautiful fin slapping going on.
Another day.
Two humpbacks showing us some love. They came right in front of the boat. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? See how flexible those are? Yeah. So if you're gonna look inside that neck fin, they have a hand just like us. They got 5 fingers in there. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. It looks like a second one. Hi, it's waving.
That's how close we were. Now, it was really important that the skipper, I say this, that the skipper didn't bring us in close. The whales came to us. They get to know the boats, the different boats and the different skippers by voice. Because all of the noise is carried in the water and they can hear it. And so some boats and skippers they'll approach and some they won't.
She said, asked me how the boat's running. I can say she's running good. You asked me how the truck's running, she's running good. That's a man's world. They get to. Hard to see in this bag, right?
You can see that whale watching requires patience. There she is. It was a foggy day this day. But we saw a lot of whales. Look at those seas though. Can you imagine being in a rubber dinghy on those? Oh, there she goes again.
She's right into the big slap at this one,
She's having a whale of a time. We do mean hang on.
Brian, what's that?
It wasn't raining. It was actually that dense in fog. My buoyancy suit was soaking wet on the outside. That's how dense the fog was.
When you get wet. This one right here.
It was like riding a horse jumping hurdles. There we go. All right, now let's move that up. Okay. Delete, hold on. Now how do I stop it? All right. Okay. There we go. Stop sharing. There we are. So, lessons to be learned. Have I got volume on here? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So lessons to be learned would be, first of all, it was supposed to be a snorkeling with the whales. However, as it turned out, we had a tour with another firm, and then the waves started to pick up significantly. And then it turned that the afternoon, we were in the morning, the afternoon. So here's how plans can run amok. And there's nothing you can do about it except try to find a way to retrieve what the whole point was of doing something, whether it's sorting, cleaning, deciding between what you keep and what you don't keep, where it goes that is acceptable to you. It's the plan, right? Not the person that you adjust and adapt, because whoever is able to adapt the most frequently to something that does not work the way it's supposed to, is the person and the plan that survives and that continues to do well enough. So the plan originally, because this is about plans and adapting, the plan originally was to go to Newfoundland in St. John's, which is the capital city, and to do three tours there with them, one in the morning, one in the afternoon where we would be snorkeling with the whales, and then again the next morning, then head off to Trinity, which is in northern Newfoundland, and um, work with Trinity Tours, which is an eco tour bent to whale watching and other events involving nature and hiking and that kind of thing. So as the winds, all of these organizations, I didn't realize, are dependent on the winds. All right, and how the winds, and you can see in that the boat that I was in, that the winds were high that particular day, and that they were in some cases, as we rode the wave and we came down, it would come up completely over us. So you can imagine trying to snorkel, not scuba, but snorkel, you drown yourself. And so they had to cancel that particular snorkeling event, which was very disappointing because that was the whole point of the endeavor, right? Getting the underwater footage with the GoPro camera. So Christina and I had to look at each other and say, now what? So we cut our losses, and we decided to go up north to Trinity, and that was very disappointing. However, as often happens when things don't work the way you want and you need them to work, it also turned out to be a blessing because we had the most amazing care and information and support by doing that, we didn't know. We thought, okay, the whole main event of this Conquer the Challenges, snorkeling with whales, is bust. Now what? It looked like a disaster. Okay. And when I explained that to the people, that this project was for a podcast, it was actually part 2 of Conquer the Challenges. The first being Uganda, trekking gorillas, and now the other end of the spectrum, watching whales. They got into it and they supported us. And I ended up doing 5 different tours with them to get the footage, and also had the opportunity to interview different people who were doing the same thing we were doing. But as it turned out, each person for very different reasons that were important to them. And every one of them was able to articulate that currently the activity they were engaged in was part of a solution to overcome a personal challenge of theirs. Now, my personal challenge was being out in the middle of the ocean. Well, not the middle of the ocean, but it sure felt like the middle of the ocean. I'm not afraid of water. I'm not afraid. I've been on Zodiacs before. But I have a healthy, hold your breath respect for deep water, particularly when it is as cold as it is. Because I'll tell you, I got baptized about a half a dozen times, and it was like ice water, and that's just the top. Even with those survival suits, you would be buoyant, but you would be half frozen by the time they got you out of it. And nobody went over the edge. Nobody had an accident. They know what they're doing, and they take it very, very responsibly for the guests that they work with, but also the different forms of life. Now, we saw a lot of whales with Trinity. We saw moose on the cliffs. We saw bald eagles and their nesting sites. We saw puffins, who have to easily be the funniest things you've ever seen in your life. All right. We saw, I think they're called gannets. Like, they actually do a dive bomb into the ocean. And they look like they're going to come apart, like they're frail. And then they come up with a fish. We didn't see any dolphins. We didn't see any sea lions. I don't think there were a lot of sea lions in that geography. But along with that, we got practically unsolicited support to help us adapt this plan that had run amok. So what have I reinforced in my mind about plans? First, hold the plan, adjust the plan. Don't blame the person. All right. Don't come down on yourself. Adjust the plan accordingly. And there probably, I don't think this was a unique situation. There probably will be other opportunities and other resources that become available to support you. You just have to be willing to ask. All right. And it's not that every other person or opportunity is going to present itself. But if you don't take responsibility and ask for what you need, the likelihood is you're not going to get it. But it was right there for the having, I guess, is what my message is. Not perfectly, but enough of it to get you over the bump that you're experiencing. So we went on, we did, as I said, 5 tours with them. Every day was a different day. Sometimes the whales showed up. One day the whales had enough. They were somewhere else. So it was still a great experience, with the exception of Capelin Beach, which you can smell from a half-mile offshore before you get there. But the positive about the capelin, which are like smelts, they're little fish, is that they bring the whales. They are what the other life forms live off of. All right, so we have to put up with the smell of fish on the beach. So now I want to turn this around. I want to hear your feelings about what you saw on the video. And the big video is going to be very different. It's going to have everything from soup to nuts of what went right and what went wrong. Because that's the point, eh? Tell the truth. And enjoy the parts that did work. So that's why I'm wearing, well, it's one of the reasons I'm wearing this ball cap, which I almost never wear ball caps, is first of all, what does it give me? Because my needs are, I didn't have to, but I wanted to do this podcast with you. I had to be kind of cleaned up to do it because it's being recorded. Who wants to go down on posterity for your being on your worst day, what you look like? And the ball cap meant I didn't have to do my hair, which is great. I've got please forgive the pin here, the staple. I wanted to be sure to give a lot of positive call out to Trinity Eco Tours. They were amazing. They got so far behind this project, trying to support us in any way they could, not knowing there'd be any publicity for them. We were filming the whales. All right, we weren't filming them very much. That they even went to the extent of like seeing every possibility they could reduce the cost for us. Who does that but really nice people, I ask you. So I'm going to go back to the podcast right now, open it up, and then in the meantime, while I'm figuring this out technically, because we all know that I'm a technical whiz, I want you to be thinking about a project or something, an objective that you are currently working on right now that isn't going according to plan. All right. And then we're going to do, for the last half of the podcast, an open Q&A about those projects, and either somebody who has joined us today or possibly myself might have something to add to the adaptation that will get you close enough to where you want to be to make it happen. So just give me a second. I hope I don't lose you. All right, now. No. I'm still recording. I think I'm going to hit share. No, I'm not going to hit share. How do I get this back? Big screen. Maybe that's it, is it? No, that isn't. Anybody brilliant out there who knows how to get the screen view? Beaker. Kim, how do I get back?
I'm not sure what you want to get back to,
You
but
gotta-
right now we see everybody as we usually do.
I only have part of a screen though, part of the screen full.
Oh, for yourself.
Okay. All right, maybe that's as good as it's going to get. All right. So, who's got a plan right now for something that is important to them? And the plan is running amok. Who's got a plan or an objective?
Would you like people to raise their hands, or how do you want them to?
Sure, yeah, like what we normally do, yes.
Carla
Nobody?
unmuted. Oh, she.
Oh, can you
Did
hear
you want
me?
to say something?
There.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Um, I have a house full of stuff, and it's, there's a lot of shame in that. And I came up, it's a years of this all coming together, and I've just had a couple, like a whole bunch of things just hit me that I wasn't prepared for. But I have this couple that always likes to come over and try and help me. But the problem is their solution is always, well, we'll just get a big dump bin and throw everything in that. And all the stuff I have, it's not necessarily junk. I mean, it's hobbies, but I was not the only person in my family that did stuff like that. And the other three members of my family are um, no longer living with me. So, but I have all their stuff. And it's just hard when, you feel judged that, people are just don't understand that
Mhm.
there's a mental issue to this as well. It's not just and they're basically saying the stuff you have is junk. So you're trying to get over that. And I have something called rejection sensitivity. So when I hear that, I just don't want, I just shut down and I don't want to get help anymore. And but it's hard to live in a home that has just so much stuff. So I'm actually, this is the first time I've actually been on your one of your Zoom meetings. My sister Sonia is always on here, so that's why I came. And so far, I really appreciate your kindness. So if you have
Thank
any advice, that would be great.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I heard that was like, I wonder. This may not be an answer. And first of all, I do understand that most people who don't collect, um, even they have a different way of looking at things. And they also almost certainly um, don't understand that the collection, the mass of things, the volume of things is the problem. Individually, those items are not a problem generally, all right? They quite often serve a purpose, or they have served a purpose, or we've given meaning to them, all right? Um, and and then we've got the net result that in its entirety is a problem, because in our home, we can't function the way and live the way we want to live when we hoard. And we see the individual items, we don't see the big problem. All right. And I'm sure you acknowledge that it is an issue. Otherwise, you wouldn't let your friends come in to help.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're part of the way there already. Not everybody who volunteers is meant to be somebody who should be helping. All right. Um, I wondered though, as a starting point, like to adapt, that you said that there were other family members who had collected as well, and who no longer live with you, um, but who have not taken their things with them.
Right.
Right? And I
Well,
wonder,
one of them, he passed away 7 years ago, my husband.
okay,
Um, and he took his life. So,
okay,
and
and
then the two boys that used they lived here before, but my husband also, he bought a lot of things, and yeah, so it's kind of hard to go through that stuff.
Yeah, your husband's things were not the category of thing that I was thinking of, because it's got more complicated attachments to it, his things, right? Sometimes you can't, just first of all, understand, this is for everybody. This isn't, I didn't get your first name, by the way.
Oh, it's Carla.
Carla. Okay, Carla. Um, don't go at any problem, any challenge, like you have to. It it won't be good enough if you don't solve the whole thing. All right. The best progress a person makes is by solving it and addressing, dealing with 10% at a time. Okay. And you will be surprised how possible it is to do a 10% solution.
Right. That's someone had suggested, like, if you just pick one wall, like,
No, never mind the walls. If the things are, and a lot of what you've read in books or the magazines that will tell you to how to declutter in half an
right.
hour, your entire house in half an hour.
Yeah,
um,
that's not happening.
just put those in the bin right away. All right. There's a lot of oversimplified information. If whatever we have in our environments that we bring in or we allow to remain in our environment, even if we're not using it or it's not particularly important. And this is for everybody. And presumably the project you're looking at right now that isn't coming together the way you want and need, that's made up of things, is my assumption in saying this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of other things going on. Like, I am
No,
not
let's
working.
hold on just a minute, Carla.
Sorry.
You see, what you're doing right now, and I understand, I do understand you want me to get the whole picture. However,
Yeah, we don't have that much time.
no, it's not even a matter of time. It's a matter of every time you add another thing that is a problem, you're looking at the barrier. You never get over the wall by looking at the wall.
Got
You
it.
never get over the wall by looking at the wall.
Right.
You get over the wall by removing the top layer of bricks, one brick at a time. Every time you remind yourself of what is holding you back, you're staying in a hold back status. That adds to the weight. If you were trying to lift 100 pounds, all right, and move it from here to here, would you remind yourself of every ache and pain and problem and while you're trying to do that? No.
No.
You'd pace yourself. You would take maybe 5-pound piece at a time, and you would move it. And you would stay in touch with how much energy you had still left in the tank. And you would do the other things in that day that you need to do to take care of yourself. Proper, healthy health care. All right. And self-care. Okay. So I'm going to move on to other people as well, but I want just to say, as a start, not the break whatever the collection, the mass is, break it down into chunks. All right. And you've got 3 chunks, Carla. Identify the things that are a part of it, and they may be all mixed together in a pile, that are the most important things to you, that they just practically take your breath away. They're so meaningful. All right. Don't deal with those right away.
I'm
Find
sorry, I got confused there. So the 3 things, and don't deal with those right away?
there are 3 different groupings.
Yes.
Okay. One grouping is the things that you identify that mean the absolute most to you. Don't deal with those. Don't make them candidates for any decision at this point. They're staying. The second category, actually, it's easier to go to the third category. The third category are the things that you think, I haven't used you in a long time. You never were useful. You're broken. Yeah, that's a life that I'm not really all that interested. Yeah, I may have spent money on it, but you know what? Whether it stays there as an obstruction in my home or it goes, the money isn't going back in my bank account. So I need to take care of myself by clearing the space. And part of that third grouping, I would suggest, are the things that belong to other people. All right. And give them notice that they're going to have to come and get their things. Or if it's possible financially for you, you will ship their things to them. But those things are not yours. And if they are interfering with the life you want to have today moving forward, those things need to be with the people who own them. And if they don't mean enough to the people who own them to come and get them, I respectfully suggest they're not candidates for staying. All right. Maybe you don't want a conflict, maybe whatever, but don't you have a conflict already? Don't you have a
Yes.
conflict with yourself? So why would you have a conflict about somebody else's things? Start with the easy things, the things that are if something's got to go, it's going to be you. And that second category in the middle, that would be the next category to look at, but we don't have time to talk about it today. Start with the third category. Just go through those piles and pull the things that belong to other people, not your husband's, and that also are, no, if something's got to go, this is an easier solution. And then maybe the help your friends can give you, the ones who want to volunteer, is they can come and get those things and take them to donation, or they can come and get those things and help you bag them up or recycle them or whatever's going to happen. All right. And that's 1/3 of what you're looking at to start with. All right. I'm going to go on
Perfect.
to who was
Thank you so
second.
much.
You're welcome, Carla. Who was second?
Nancy.
Nancy.
Nancy was next.
All right, Nancy. You're up. Is Nancy still there? Nancy, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to
Oh.
open up my mute and camera
That's okay.
with a wet finger. So what's going on with me right now is that I'm trying to sell some books on Nextdoor, Thrift, whatever it's called, and they need a scanner on my phone. That's the best way, unless I want to do it manually, type those IBS numbers in.
Oh.
And so I'm trying to create space on my phone so that I can download that, but I need some space for an upgrade. So I got rid of all my photos and transferred them to a laptop.
Good.
And I'm trying not to do crazy stuff with my emails, but I'm doing the best I can with my emails. And I took off Facebook, I took off Instagram. I'm just like, this is a good thing. Maybe this is why I needed to take off Facebook and Instagram, because it's been in a lot of time on there distracting myself, disassociating.
Good
So
for you.
if there's something else, I mean, I still have it on my laptop, so I can disassociate there. But anyhow, that's
You know
not.
what I would suggest right off the bat? I had to do it one time myself
Mhm.
because I've got a lot of training modules on my and a lot of videos that are part of the training modules. They occupy a lot of space.
Mhm.
And I needed space for something else. I went and I got myself a very large external hard drive and
Mm.
I stored them. Now, I got rid of anything that when I looked at it, I thought, but I went with my reactions. I didn't try to do it here, all right?
Mhm.
I went
Mhm.
here first, and it's like, really? When are you going to use that again, Elaine?
Mhm.
It's like, and I don't spend a long, okay, if I have that feeling, then
Mhm.
I know there's going to be a reason up here. It's going to make sense. Let it go. All right. So I did a little bit of a cleanup first, but then I needed the space and I needed it in a timely manner. I shifted everything else over to the external hard drive.
Mm.
As I have time, I go back to the external hard drive, connect to my computer, and I'm talking a big one. I think this thing is 14 terabytes or some darn thing. And I create files
Mhm.
for things going in. Okay, you're part of that. You're part of that. Yeah, but
Mhm.
you know what I discovered? I discovered that I had an awful lot of duplicates with very little difference between
Oh.
one to the other. But it looks like an equally important thing when it's got its own label and its own name. But you look at it and you go, that is really not that. In fact, this one's the better version of this. And it helped
Mhm.
me clean it up. But I did that in my own time, not when I was desperate for the space.
Yes.
And you know what? The external hard drive takes about the space the size of your hand,
Hmm.
where all those files and pictures and things on your phone are occupying the entirety of your phone.
Mhm.
And it's easier than having to make decisions that are final right away as the first step.
Right.
That's what I found. You get back to it, but you get back to it when you've got free and clear space in your mind. All right. And
Mhm.
you've got the time to do it, not when you're in a rush because you need the space for a scanner.
Yeah, I don't. It's not like I need money. I mean, I have money. I just need the books to get out of my house. And this is one way, and I could take them to the library and donate them, but this is a one way that I wanted to try something new. So thank you for your help.
But you know what?
External scanner.
Yeah, an external scanner, yeah, for sure. And you can shift things over to it regularly
Mm.
if as a storage unit.
Mhm.
Ask yourself first, however, how important are these? Are these
Mhm.
really something that I am likely to come back to?
Right.
The other thing too, though, there's nothing wrong, Nancy, with having two solutions. Maybe you look at the books and you go first, which ones would the library really like to have?
Mhm.
All right, because whatever is in those, that information goes on, you gift it to the people who never can't afford to buy that book ever. That's why
Right.
I'm going to the
Right.
library. All right. And you've got you've got that benefit as well. That information isn't just going to go to one other person. It's going to go to a repeated number of people
Right.
who may never have that information or the enjoyment.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Take care. All right.
Mhm.
Liz had her hand up for a while. She put it down.
Hi,
Liz, do you
Liz.
still have a
Liz,
question?
are you there? Where's Liz?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was going to give an example of a problem that's not going the way it was supposed to go or the way I would have wanted it to go. But I feel compelled to comment on Carla's contribution to the group. First of all, welcome, Carla. You're in good hands and in good company. And my condolences for you going through decluttering when it involves also decluttering things that belong to someone that you loved. So my heart goes out to you. I'm also, however, jealous because you actually allowed two people to come in and help you. That is something that is one of the most difficult things to do when you have a hoarding situation or you're overcluttered. It is so hard. You know you need the help. So I commend you. You did something extraordinary by allowing these people to come in and help you. And I'm hoping that because they came in and helped you, it tells me that they have a kind heart. And maybe what you can do is to gently teach them how they can help you. For example, let them know that you're learning a lot about why you've got the clutter, and you've learned that you can only take things in small bits, and you have to be the one making the decision that's garbage or it's not. It has to be in your hands, and just impart some of that knowledge to them so that they help you exactly the way you need to be helped. Like Elaine was saying, maybe they're the ones that take out the stuff that's going to Salvation Army. Or they're the ones to help you do that first rung of the wall, you know, the first line of bricks. But maybe you weren't strong enough and brave enough to let them in. I would suggest being strong enough to let them know how they can help you best, because their heart is in the right place, and you are one.
It may be, hold on, Liz.
Yep.
It may be in the right place. They may be kind and they want to help, but when you help, how to put this nicely? When you help someone, you're not helping when you go in and overlay your values and your solutions. All right.
That's right.
You're not helping them. You're interfering and you're taking away their right to control. And everybody needs. So I think to paraphrase a tiny bit, maybe they do have a kind heart, and I'm sure they're well intentioned. All right. However, respect your own boundaries. All right. Know what they are. Give some thought to what are your limits, what are your boundaries, and tell them what you need.
Exactly.
Tell them what you need. But first, you need to know what you need.
Yeah.
All right. And respect the fact that at this point, you may just be starting. You may change that boundary and you're allowed to, but it depends on the fact that people are actually respecting the fact that despite the fact you have a problem, you're not incompetent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything else, Liz, for yourself?
No, I just my problem is small right now compared to what we've been hearing about. So thank you so much, Elaine, for the continued support that you provide to our group. It's just a godsend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Who's next,
Okay,
Dawn?
Dan has his hand up.
Dan. Okay. Hi, Dan.
Hi, am I unmuted there?
You are unmuted.
I'm new to this. It's my second time. I have a specific problem I made for myself. I moved about 3 years ago, and things got jumbled up even more than they were. I had stuff in 2 apartments. So I'm in a large house, but I need to get it well cleaned out before my girlfriend will agree to live with me. So part of that is I've accumulated a lot of paper, whether it's, birthday cards, a ton of receipts. And a lot of it I kept by date in binders. I would staple it, staple receipts in that to pages. Now I've managed to collect, you can see behind me bookshelves full of binders.
Right.
That's not everything, but it's a big part of it.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do, this is my memory because I haven't kept the proper diary or taken enough photos or anything. So what I want to do is take these apart, scan the receipts, and have them organized by date. What I'm finding, I did one little binder and it took me an entire day, covering about a 2-month period.
Yeah.
So I'm now going through and deciding what's important, what's an important memory to hold. Whether it's
memories. So the receipts are memories
of weekends away or maybe going out to a restaurant, with friends, things of that nature.
Okay. Dan, are there any other things other than the paper, that hallmark the event. So the things you want to remember. Would it be, so you're clearly a man who's organized. Okay, you're clearly a man who wants to be even more organized.
Yeah.
And
Spent,
you're a
spent a
detail
lot of
guy.
time trying to
Yeah.
get organized. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But let's look at the paper in your life,
hmm
looking at past memories,
hmm
okay? The girlfriend in your life who is the pathway, the partner to
hmm
future memories that you want to remember.
Yeah.
Just start there. Which is more, and it isn't a black and white. It isn't a black and white, okay?
Mm.
If you were looking at tomorrow and the next day and the next day, because we don't get yesterday, the day before, we don't get that back. All right.
Mm.
We did our best. Point final. If you were looking at tomorrow, the next day, next week, next year, where do you want to be?
Well, I want to have um, a lot of space.
Okay.
That's
You want to
one.
have a lot of
And
space
I
in
do
your
want to,
home. In your
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Would it be fair to say you want to make, and correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? Just because we're talking on a video doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right in assuming this. I'm hearing you say that you want to make space for the next phase of your life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you go to the binders and go through them as reminders? And I'm not leading you to, we'll throw them out. That's not where we're going.
Yeah. I haven't done that. I haven't had the time or the means to do that.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons I kept this stuff was I know I don't have time to look at it now or sort of, make a memory of it. So I just collect it. And I've always said I'll deal with it later. And
Yeah.
now it's later.
Yeah. But do you realize that later,
hmm
all right, is your future? And you're going to, in your future, that plan you had, is it really serving you? Because your future shouldn't be looking back.
Right, right.
All right. Right now, one of the receipts you have in the one of those binders,
hmm
what would it be of? What would the receipt be for?
Um, a restaurant meal when I was, out with my family on a weekend somewhere.
Okay. Can you imagine that restaurant?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Uh, I can now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And who was with you?
My ex and my daughter. Yeah.
Okay. Was it a happy event? Were people
Yeah.
smiling?
Yes.
What were you celebrating?
Well, on one, there's multiple times I've been to
Yeah.
this place,
Yeah. Yeah.
but on this one occasion that I found yesterday, we were late celebration of my birthday.
Okay. What birthday was it?
I can't remember which one.
Ballpark.
A number of
Oh,
years ago, 60, 60-ish.
okay. Okay. 60-ish. Um, what was the biggest thing that happened at your 60th birthday?
Uh, yeah, good question. I don't, probably this weekend away was the biggest thing.
Okay. And do you remember what you had to eat?
No, I don't.
Was there a birthday cake?
No,
No
no.
birthday cake. Okay. Is This is not a trap. Okay,
Mhm.
this is, I promise you, this is not a trap. This is just, Dan, it's just sort of to try to help you realize,
Mhm.
is there anything in those receipts
Mhm.
that's going to bring something back in
Mhm.
your memory that is
Mhm.
really important? Are you going to remember from, and would it be important to remember what you had to eat, what they had to eat, what wine you had if you drank wine?
Right.
Are those receipts really, are you using them as evidence because that something happened and a memory cue? Because if you need them for a memory cue,
Uh-huh.
the difficulty is people become dependent on the hard fact, the thing
Mhm.
that remains tangible. All right, they do. People do become dependent on that. But the experience is already in you.
Yeah,
You already have it.
I
And
do. Yeah, I did find it helpful when I was going through this stuff to, the
but what
cues helped me relive some of it. Some of it was just garbage, but some of it helped me sort of relive and grieving the loss,
grieving the loss,
is
okay.
part of it too, part of this process.
And so grieving the loss of the partner,
Yes,
okay.
and
Um,
that part of my life. Yeah.
what if you wrote a private letter to yourself about the grief
Mm-hmm.
and expressed in this private letter to yourself what the real cost was
Mm-hmm.
and what the reasons were? And whatever the reasons were, see if you've made some, you're aware of it now. See if you have made or can make some progress in not repeating whatever the barriers were and not letting them be barriers for your next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, because every single thing we have that we've ever done that was important to us is in our memory. It's in our brain. It's filed away in there. All right. And I've come at 77, I have come to realize that when I need it, now that's not when I'm trying to think of it necessarily, but when I absolutely need it,
Mm-hmm.
the important part of that will come to me.
Okay.
And when our memories, you and I are probably of an age, um, when our memories are not that sound, that receipt, that whatever menu, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
isn't going to help us.
Yeah.
It is not a fail safe for us. All right. We only have what we have up here. And I'm going to ask you to, every time you're looking at it, to ask, by looking at the past, do I actually retrieve the past? It's gone. All right. Yesterday is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The memory that you carry around that feeds you, that's what you have.
Mm-hmm.
But you already have it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let the options you have for a future, whatever future that is, do not let that be challenged or compromised by something that is never coming back.
Yeah.
All right. If you're having difficulty grieving, I might suggest that you get if you're able to, if you have, like, I don't know if you're in Canada or the States, it's very different. Get a counselor who is a really great grief counselor. Really good. They really know what they're talking about. They don't just have a shingle out. All
Mm-hmm.
right. and do a little bit of work with them, because I believe all of those binders are about grief
Mhm.
and loss. And you're trying to hold on to something, but Dan, it's like trying to hold on to the air.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's gone. It is gone. But you have a future. You have somebody who cares enough about you that they would like to live with you. That's your future.
Mhm.
And you can build more memories. And every one of us has had, everybody here has had loss, like significant loss of people they would love to have back in their lives.
Mhm.
All right. And events we would like to. I would like to seriously be able to go whale watching and not come out of it practically a cripple, because at this point in my life, I have not taken care of myself in the way I needed to be strong enough to withstand basically being a kernel of corn in a popcorn maker on that boat. All right. It's gone.
Mhm.
It's gone. What do you think? Because you put your finger on it when you said grief.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
did.
need to let that sink in and find another way of managing the grief.
Get
Yeah.
get a little bit of counseling on grief. You know
Mm.
why? Because grief is one of the most destructive emotions if it's unresolved.
Mhm.
It for most people. If it has a way of just creating a yearning that can't be filled.
Mhm.
All right. And I'm not going to say accept it, because accept what we've lost. Well, not lost. We didn't lose it. We had it. It's but the thing is, it's over.
Mhm.
All right. Acceptance is a process. It is not a decision.
Mhm.
All right. And the other thing, watch for, if you have that level of detail, you have that skill. Not everybody does. All right. And you have it as a need as well, because I think it's a major skill of yours by the looks of things anyway. Celebrate that, but don't let it get out of control, because perfection, the perfect record, the perfect whatever, only lasts for the lifespan of a fruit fly.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect does not last for long. It's a moment in time when we do something or we achieve something, and you enjoy it and celebrate it then in the moment it happens, but it is not going to last.
Mhm.
Then tomorrow brings new opportunities. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Dawn, anybody else?
No, there are a few
Um,
questions in the chat, but we're running out of time. So,
Patricia had her hand up at one point in the very beginning.
Okay. Patricia, are you there? Did Patricia have to go?
Hello, thank
Hello.
you. I'm still here, but it's okay for another time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.
May I talk?
Yes, sure.
So I lost my mom recently, and she has a completely hoarded property that should be condemned. We had talked on a podcast of yours a few months ago, and it either comes up to probate or estate this Friday. I don't know. My sister's not being in contact and doing it, and I'm finding my nervous system, if you can tell from my talking, it's really bad.
No kidding.
Up until her death, I was decluttering when I got the call. And since then, I feel like my executive skills have like fallen. And I feel like, yeah, like I don't trust my own thinking. And I do have a therapist, but, I don't know if there's a book or if there's any wisdom that you have to part on me to help me get through this hurdle, because I know it's a hurdle. but I don't want it to be something that slows me down, like, because I've gotten here through death after death, but this is the death I expected.
Tell me for you, what is the biggest part that is the biggest hurdle for you?
Just I'm like curled up like a ball, so I guess it's the emotional impact of the loss.
Of
And
the
then
loss of
I
your
go down
mom.
there, I'm overwhelmed, and instead
There's
of feeling,
something about the estate closing, though, that has triggered this.
yeah, I don't know if my sister convinced her to take me out of the will when we had a tight bond, and then there's dealing with the house, and then my sister's leaving me out of that, or I could go and try to get so that I'm the person in charge of the estate, and then I would hand it over to the government because I don't want to be in charge of the house that might be condemned. I don't have it in me. But I don't think my sisters do either. So I thought if the state handled it, it would be handled in a more less emotional, efficient way. And it just is. It's just
Who was executor?
we don't know because as my sister hasn't filed anything. She was power of attorney prior to the death, but executor, I have no idea if she's executor or not. She's not filing any documents.
How long ago did your mom pass?
June 1st.
Very recently. Okay.
I was decluttering when I got the call. I was supposed to see her that weekend, and I was like, it was hot. I wasn't supposed to see her that weekend. My sister hoards too, so she wasn't really taking my mom out to see us. And we have to threaten to like get a well.
I'm not a lawyer, but what would be the worst that could happen for you in your mind?
If I become in charge of it, if I actually go and get my name on there and there is no will, so then I became the probate person, I would be in charge of a lot of stress, bills, and problems that, like, we were trying to haul trash away and my sister told my mom I was stealing from their property. Like, she had Goodwill bags under her tree. So, like, I think it could be a mental problem for me to take on. And I don't.
Are you in the States or are you in Canada?
I'm in Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. I don't know American law at all. I'll tell you what would happen in Canada, I believe. So something maybe similar. And who could tell you that? Just a sec. Maybe what you need information, what is information right now? All
Yeah,
right.
my sister won't give me
Well,
any.
you don't, not dependent upon your sister. Do you have the funds to hire a lawyer for an hour?
No, not really, when it's gonna amount to them telling me what I already Googled, which is I have no recourse.
Don't Google. No, do not Google. Not on something this important.
I don't even know what the estate's worth afterwards because I don't think
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at this point. At this point, you need information, and the information because here's what I think, but I'm not a lawyer. All right. Your mom has passed. She owns the house or rented the house?
They owned it since the
They
70s.
owned it.
But come Friday, we find out if it's come Friday, the state will give me information if no one's filed anything. So I either can file myself to be power of attorney, or I can just say, have you gotten anything? And then at that point, it goes into probate and the state takes over.
All right. However, can you not call whatever that official body is and
Mhm.
find out not specific information, an answer to one question? Is there a will, and is there I'm having a brain drain here, an executor?
Yeah.
At the point your mom passed, the power of attorney lost, whoever was power of attorney lost privilege. All right. In Canada anyway, I believe. But in the States, if she has a will, and she had a lawyer draw it up, that lawyer is supposed to file that will with, I guess, the county or whatever governing body. Ask them, what is the governing body? What is the department that will know if a will for this person was registered?
Yeah, I've called several times. They haven't filed anything. So that's
Nobody has filed a will.
nothing's been filed and nothing's been done. I haven't called in the past 2 weeks because I was calling so much and it didn't seem like, so I was going to call today and then find out if something was filed. But it's just causing me anxiety.
But the problem is that the will would have been filed at the time it was created by the lawyer, if a lawyer wrote it. And I really think at this point, then my recommendation to you is take your hands off, wait till Friday when things are going to become more official, and take really good care of yourself. The best self-care you can manage. You can't change anything at this point. You don't have the information to know, and there doesn't appear to be any way to get the information. So accept that right now you can't have the information you need. Don't make it about your sister, all right? People grieve in different ways, and the two of you have whatever relationship you have, and if the county or whoever is going to take over, they're going to have some questions, and somebody is going to be responsible for giving them. And so the lack of information right now is not going to be permanent, all right? Because as somebody who is in the family, directly in the family, it would be reasonable that other members of the family, like all siblings, for instance, would be given the same information. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody can close an estate behind somebody else's back without the information being registered. So even if later on down the road something turned out not to be the way you really sincerely believed your mother would have wanted it to be, that's the point at which you need probably to get yourself a lawyer, or go to a free legal clinic if there is one. Right now, the window, you're looking Wednesday to Friday. Good self-care, just the best self-care. Rest, eat properly, get out, get off the couch, get out of the bed, go outside, get your system running properly, get fresh air, make sure if you're on medications, that you're taking the medications. This is not the time to want what will probably be first available on Friday. You take care of yourself right now.
The other struggle is like looking at my house and how much I've been depressed and not focusing on it, and the summer passing by and then seeing their house. It makes me have all these emotions of anger at me, anger at them. When I see their house, I feel anger and I feel depression. And then and fear. And when I see my house, I feel anger, depression, and fear. And I want to wave a wand.
So no, so that is like the next hurdle. Don't take all the hurdles on at the same time. Right now, you've just lost your mother. Your mother is your primary attachment figure in your life, all right? Regardless of what the relationship was. You've got a problem with
my close friend until
with some siblings. I can't do counseling with you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to come
No,
off.
no, I can't do counseling with you because, first of all, we don't have a therapeutic relationship, and it would be irresponsible. I'm just trying to get you to refocus that you can't have the information you need right now that would either solve your quandary, or let you know what to do next. But that information is probably going to be first available this Friday. All right. You're grieving, grieve, but take good care of yourself in the meantime. And then based on whatever is filed on Friday, you will be entitled to information as somebody who is probably a person to inherit whatever. They can't, no one can keep that secret forever. It's just you need it now for peace of mind, but it's not available and you can't make it available. You need to accept that and you need to refocus. When you refocus, do not refocus on something that's wrong in your life, like the house is out of control. Refocus on, there are a lot of things I can't do right now. I don't have the bandwidth. What can I do? And your next step until Friday or next Monday is one foot in front of the other. And okay, what is the one thing I can do? I can go and get some water and hydrate myself. I can go and I can make myself something to eat. I'm tired. I can go and take a nap. I can go and get outside into the fresh air and give myself something else to see and look at and think about for 10 minutes. And you may be in 10-minute increments. You work those 10 minutes like your life depended on it and you focus. Do not focus on anything negative. You don't need any more negative right now. There will be
Thank
time.
you so much.
There will be time. All right. But the time isn't now.
Thank you so much. I did one
We'll
thing
all be pulling for you.
that when you're in this mind state, it's really easy to get rid of things because suddenly.
No, don't even worry about that right now.
But it's.
Do not even worry about that right now because you do not want to make decisions that you can't live with long term. So
Nothing
when you're
matters right now. All this junk doesn't matter to me.
it doesn't matter to you right now. When this mood and this time in your life changes, it might. And you will make these decisions. All right. But you make them when you can make a decision you can live with, not when you're down in the dumps and nothing matters. So you get rid of everything, because there will be a time later on when there will be a heightened likelihood that you will replace it because you don't feel the same way. Never make a major decision when you're in a disrupted mood or mindset. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Care.
You really helped me get through today.
Okay, I'm glad we did. You take care now.
Yeah.
Christina, are you waving goodbye or you want to talk?
Yeah, I want to talk.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just a comment to the last person, and this is a comment that was made on your website, on the chat site, and I thought it was really insightful, possibly in addition to what the wonderful advice you gave. Kim Allen said, we have an EAP, an employee assistance program, that will let us have free legal counseling through work. She said maybe she can use that service if she has an EAP or an employee assistance program through work.
Could be.
And that was from Kim Allen. I thought that was really good advice to maybe check if she has an EAP, an employee assistance program.
That's good. All right. So if you have that resource, this might be the time to see if you can access it. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I can talk with Tina about that later. I have her contact info.
All right. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Make it a good one. We'll see you next week.